Hey, Tiger. How you doing, Tiger Goddess? Whoo, child. Hey, Tommy Lynn. How are you, darling? Y'all, I've been cutting up. How was everyone's day? Everybody have a good day today? What y'all think about the topic for tonight? Co-parenting. You know, we've been hearing about Jasmine and Philip and Hipster and Olivia and Gerard co-parenting. I figured, well, we're going to talk about some co-parenting tonight. Because I had to co-parent too. At the coast, watching the waves. I'm here. That's what's up. That's what's up. Anybody else ever had to co-parent before besides myself? I didn't co-parent. I was a parent. Did you have a good day? Mama, go get in your bed, please, and lay down. Lay down. Lay down on your rug, please. Why are you sitting there staring at me, girlie? Huh? What I do? Come on. You just getting a rug. That's all you getting. Silly girl. Uh-oh. Now go lay down. Go lay down. Hey, curly girly. How are you? Hey, Storm. Storm, I'm not talking to you right now. Anybody else ever had a co-parent before? Hostess. Tiger said nope. Let me dim this light because it's too bright and it's putting a glare on my screen. There. Well, it's been all over the internet that, Liv and Gerard are co-parenting because Gerard has the kids and Jasmine and Philip are co-parenting. And it seems like it's not going the way Liv wants it to go because Gerard has the kids, so she has to make all the plans to fly to Texas to pick up the kids. Lord, try co-parenting with one parent in prison. That's a new experience. Yeah, it is. My brother was in prison and we was taking his kids back and forth. It took us 8 hours one way and 8 hours back the other way. And we couldn't take both kids at one time. We could only take one child at a time. And you couldn't take a bottle in into the prison. They wouldn't let us even take a bottle in. Couldn't even take a diaper in. So yeah, and he was in there till they turned, let's see, his youngest daughter at the time turned 7 when he got out because she wasn't even born. She was born 4 or 5 days after he went to prison, and his son was 12 when he got out. Olivia doesn't try. No, Olivia doesn't try. I don't think she does. I just think she plays the same sad song and dance. She just wants support, 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 support. Gerard said she wanted $1,000 and he wasn't gonna give it to her. And he ended up paying 600 and some dollars. He was paying through Texas and through Florida child support. What you think about Olivia not really having no baby? And Jasmine, kids looking like Ethiopians. Okay, I'm sorry. We're not talking about children, but them children is too small. You're right, Storm. I honestly think that she is happy that the kids are gone. She just uses the fake sympathy for views. Yep, you're right. You're absolutely right. And them kids is too small, entirely too small. It's a really sad situation all the way around. You would think that Philip would try to do more. Maybe he can't because he has 2 jobs. But then again, I don't know. I went through a wild co-parenting custody battle. Me and my wife adopted a child, then separated. It was a mess. Really, Tommy. Tommy, I apologize. I thought you was a lady. I apologize. So who ended up with the children, Tommy? I seriously can't watch or even hear about either of those ladies. I even had to dip out of Storm's live the other night because it was too triggering for me. Sorry, Goddess Storm. Oh, I apologize. Same sex adoption is hard enough. Okay. Yep, it's sad. Tiger, do you mind if I ask you why is it so triggering for you? If it's too much, you can just tell me you don't want to talk about it, and I'll just move right on. Because me and you have this connection. We here, and I can just move right on. But you said it was triggering, so I was just curious to know why. No worries. I'm baked as an apple pie. As an apple pie right now. I was raised by a beautiful narcissist. Okay. Okay. And I was talking to someone earlier, and I was talking about Jasmine going barefoot in the backyard, the same backyard the dog pees and poops in. To me, that is just disgusting. That means the bottom of her feet are nothing but poop and pee. That is, and you bring that into your home. That is just freaking disgusting to me. That is just so freaking disgusting to me. Maybe I just see things different, but that's just disgusting to me. How many children do you have, Queen? I have two. Um, I have two good looking boys. I'll show them to you. Those two right there in the red are mine. The rest are my grands. I went to get on my bad knee wrong. Ooh. Yep, I just have two boys, 32 and 35. She didn't care about anything but staying beautiful and attracting me and put me and my sister second. I raised my sister when I was 8. Oh my gosh, beautiful. Thank you. Yep. And I have 4 grands, 2 girls and 2 boys. And Tigers, it's crazy that you said that. Parents are our first examples in life. That's true. I was just telling someone just a few Storm. Parents are our first examples in life. I just told Storm, we were talking about shopping, and I told Storm I was a shopaholic. But I also said, when it was me and my kids, I put my kids first and I put myself last. But now that my kids are gone and grown, I feel like I should have what I want to have now, because I've made sure that my kids had. I would go without. I made sure that they had Jordans and all these name brand shoes. And I wore a tennis shoe that was called Keds. I don't know if anybody remember Keds. And I remember looking down at my shoes one day at work, and my little toe was hanging out the side of my shoes. And I was so embarrassed because my little toe was hanging out the side of my shoe. And I was hoping that nobody else noticed it, but unfortunately somebody else did. But they didn't make fun of me or nothing like that. They just told me, girl, you need to go buy you some shoes. I said, I take care of kids. That's why my shoes look the way they do. But these were comfortable to me. But eventually, the next pay period, I did go buy myself some shoes. And but I still would buy myself Keds. I didn't go buy myself Nikes or Reeboks or nothing like that. I've never been a big Nike fan. Nikes hurt my feet. I'm a Adidas wearer and a Puma wearer. Those are my shoes. But now that my kids are grown, I feel like I should have what I want to have. So watching these women really hit home, and I feel that the kids are feeling, I feel what these kids are feeling. This is the very reason I am in therapy and have PTSD. Tiger, do you feel like your therapy is helping in PTSD? I had one girl through sperm donation. She is 28 and adopted a boy who is now 22. My daughter has 2 children that I hardly see, which is hard. At Tommy Lynn, how are you handling that? Yes, Tommy, how are you handling that? I would my child have and me have nothing. I would my child have and me have nothing. Oh, you would, ugh, your child would have nothing. I would, my child have, and me have nothing. Your child would have everything, you would have nothing. Kinda, yeah. Well, it took me 6 years before I began to really tap into it, but tapping into my therapy for my PTSD was hard. It was a lot of hard work. It really was. It seems like the older my children got, they just forgot about me. I can feel you there, Tommy. I can feel that. I got to see my kids this past weekend, and I seen two of my grandchildren. I seen my grandsons, and I was just so tickled just to see them for the short amount of time that I got to see them. But I was just tickled to death, and they wanted quarters. And my son was like, "Mama, don't give them no more quarters." And I told him I was the grandmother and I could do what I wanted to do. And I was giving them quarters out of my ashtray left and right. They was just tickled to death to get those quarters just to go in the barbershop to buy Skittles and bubble gum. I try to see my grandbabies as much as I can. I make all the effort. It hurts. Yes, it does. It does. Bella, please stop. Yep, it does hurt. So Tommy, this kind of hits home for you then, doesn't it? You can really relate to this. Because it doesn't just have to be about the news that we see on the internet. It also hits home as for us as parents. I try to see my grandbabies as much as I possibly can. Any chance I get, I take advantage of it and see my grandbabies. Not being rude, but between watching the waves, the sunset, and the shrooms I'm going to enjoy the feeling of comfort and do some meditation. Okay, baby, that's fine. That's fine. Don't forget to look for me some where they at? Some cuffs, Tiger. I am wishing you all a spiritual and rich and enlightening remainder of your day. Love. Love you too, baby. Enjoy yourself. I know she's got the world right at her feet. So, Tommy, do you have boys or girls as grandchildren? Much love. I'm too far up the coast for those kind of shells, but we'll get you some gates. Okay. And I still got it wrote down. You now over here. I haven't gotten logged in yet, but I am going to get logged in so that you and I can correspond. Two girls. Okay. How old are they, Tommy? If you don't mind me asking. 3 and 5. Okay. They're so darn cute when they're that age. and you want to try to capture every moment that you can with them, but sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. My grandson had a little red car, that Steve McQueen Lightning car, and he used to go up and down my highway. And his mom and daddy didn't like him to go up and down the highway because he'd run into the wall. And I said, leave him alone. He's not hurting nothing. Let him go up and down the hall. But he learned to drive it though, going up and down my hallway. So by the time summer come, he was ready to go around the house, because you could go around my house on one way, and then it was a wheelchair lift. I mean, not a wheelchair lift, but well, I guess you would call it a walkway for a wheelchair, because it was my grandparents' house, and he could go up on the patio in the back and turn around and come back around, and he just rode. And he wasn't even quite 3. He was probably 2.5 by then. But he learned to ride going up and down my hallway. He'd turn around in the bedroom and come back up the other way. And I always remind him how much I love him. I'm trying to make memories with my grandchildren. Yes, I would like to being able to make more memories with my grandchildren and instill some values and morals in them, but it didn't quite pan out that way. But I just believe it might not happen today, might not happen tomorrow, but maybe when they're older, I'll be able to sit back and tell them a story that they'll always remember and take with them and have the rest of their life, that they'll carry in their hearts. I can remember things that my grandmother and my great grandmother told me. My great great grandmother taught me how to make. I can't wait to be a grandma. It's so much fun. My great great grandmother taught me how to make cheese out of spoiled milk. We used to get what was called wick, and we would have so many gallons of milk that we couldn't drink all the milk. So she would take the milk and set it on the counter and put a pinch of vinegar in it, and that would make the milk sour. And then after the milk sours, I have to give you a demonstration. After the milk sours, she would pour it into a cheesecloth. And once she poured it into a cheesecloth, the milk would curd. And she would stand and she would squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. And at this time, my grandmother was 91, 92 years old. She didn't die till she was 99. And she would squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. And the water would come out the bottom of the cheesecloth, and she'd pour that out. And then she'd squeeze and squeeze and squeeze some more. And then when she got to the place she couldn't squeeze no more, she'd tell us, "Now, youngin, come here." And we'd go over there and we'd squeeze and we'd squeeze and we'd squeeze until we couldn't get no more water out. By then, you got cheese. It's curd milk. And you put a little salt and a little pepper in it, and we had cheese. And you put it in the refrigerator and let it get cold. And that was some of the best cheese to eat on crackers that you could have ever asked for. And that's a memory I'll take with me and carry the rest of my life, because I know how to make homemade cheese out of spoiled milk. If you want buttermilk and you don't have any buttermilk, you add vinegar to it, and it'll make it clabber to buttermilk. That's all it is. If you think I'm joking, look in your recipe books and it'll tell you how much buttermilk to add to make sweet milk turn into buttermilk. I can't wait to be a grandma. Storm, is one of the best feelings you can ever have. Watch your grandchild come into this world. I was in the room. The doctor said, "There's too many people in the room." And I was standing there holding my daughter-in-law's hand, and I was like, "Well, I'm not leaving." Me and the other grandmother was in the room, and we was like, "We're not leaving." And the other great grandmother was in the room, and he said, "There's too much talking going on." She said, "I'm not talking, I'm praying." And we stood there and we held her hand, and we got to watch my grandson come into the world. That was one of the best feelings and days of my life, and I caught it all on video. I'm the only one that has it on video of my grandson coming into the world. I'm the only one that has it. So that's one memory that I have that nobody can ever take from me. I really need to put that on a disc and give it to him when he graduates or something. But that's one of the best feelings you could ever ask for. So, Tommy, you hold on. It's going to be all right. I have a china set I found at the Goodwill, a little tea set with the little tiny teacups about this big. I bought for my oldest granddaughter. I wanted us to have a tea party, and we never got to have the tea party. So I had marked the day that I bought it. It's in a plastic container, all wrapped up, and I marked on it and wrote a little note on it, and I got it put up in the china cabinet so that when she's old enough, if I'm not still here, that it goes to her. It's her first tea party, her first tea set. It's glass. Some of my greatest memories was with my Granny Alice. Yeah. With my mom's mom, I took a day off from work, and she loved to shop at Goodwill. Loved to shop at Goodwill. And she kept saying she wanted an orange scarf. She wanted an orange scarf to wear with some suit that she was going to wear for Easter. And I said, well, and we called her Ganny, Ganny. I said, well, Ganny, I'll look for you one. She said, but I'm not going to be around here a lot longer, too much longer. And I said, Ganny, stop talking like that. But she talked like that for years and years. And I found her an orange scarf. And right before Easter, my aunt walked in and found her dead on the floor. And I have her orange scarf. And I will not get rid of that orange scarf. I tie it around my suitcases whenever I go on vacations and stuff. Like this year, my luggage is black. I'll tie that orange scarf around my suitcase so that it'll stand out like a sore thumb. But I had laid out of work, and me and her had went shopping, and we had the best time that day. We had the best time. We cut up, we laughed. She's kept my kids. She's run out of gas on the side of the road because she wouldn't put but $2 worth of gas in the car. And that's when gas was probably less than 98 cents a gallon. But she'd save it to go to Goodwill because she might find her a $3 suit. That's when things was a lot cheaper in Goodwill. And we used to laugh at her. Here somebody had to go take her some gas because she had somebody's kids and stranded on the side of the road. But she's kept my kids, my sister's kids. Storm, what was one of your fondest memories with your grandma Alice? Tommy, what's a memory that you like to make with your grandkids? If y'all don't mind me asking. I'm sitting here sharing, doing all this talking. Let me shut up and ask y'all a question. Y'all might want to tell me something. Sitting on the porch, snapping green beans. Yeah, I've done that before too. Peeled peaches and apples too. Ooh, and one of my other favorites was making sauerkraut, homemade sauerkraut. You just made all these little memories just start flooding back into my mind. Tommy, what's something you like to, a memory you like to make with your grandkids? Storm, did you ever have to peel peaches and apples and blanch tomatoes and stuff like that? I remember a couple of years ago, I made homemade salsa. Somebody gave me 2 bushels of tomatoes, and I made homemade salsa out of it. But I froze it and I used it in spaghetti, but it was still good though. Yes, we would. Yeah. You ever made sauerkraut and put it in those tall canners? Not the canners, but crock pots. And clean corn and cut watermelon. Girl, you better know it. Now, Storm, when I showed you that field the other day beside of my house, he'll plant watermelon and corn comes here in a couple of weeks. He usually does. I don't know if he'll get out there and do it this year. Never sauerkraut. Oh, girl, that was such a fond memory. Cut all that cabbage up. I don't remember it as well as I do the rest of them, but I remember cutting up the cabbage and putting it down in those crock pots. Anybody else up in the bushes want to give a fond memory of their grandparents, or how did you co-parent? Well, I usually say peace and love at the end of all my videos, but tonight I'm going to change it up. If nobody has anything else to say, Storm, you getting ready to like this one. We're going to thank you for coming out to the Queen. Gang, 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 gang. And as always, if you have a product and you would like for us to try it right here on Let's Talk About It, you can notify me at Voice of Reason 614 and we'll open it right here before your eyes. Okay? All right. See y'all later with peace.